Hey everyone, I'm gonna give you 10 secrets that the cruise lines don't want you to know. I'm Elisa with EECC Travels, and I've been on over 50 cruises. So I'm gonna take that knowledge that I have and I'm gonna share it with you through these tips videos. So today we're gonna talk about things that the cruise lines don't want you to know. There's nothing wrong with these. It's just things that they don't make public. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with any of these things I'm gonna tell you, but some of them could save you some money and make you have a better cruise experience. Okay, let's get started. Secret number 1, prices can change. So sometimes when you book a cruise, the price will go up and you've booked the best rate available and you've done great and you're like, all right, I got such a low deal. I got such a good price on this cruise. You're good. But on the flip side of that, there's sometimes you will book a cruise and later on down the line, the price goes down. So if that happens and you haven't made final payment yet on your cruise, you can easily adjust that from what you paid to what the new sale price is. If it's past final payment, it depends on the cruise line. Some cruise lines are like, sorry, it is what it is at this point. And some will make you some sort of future cruise credit, onboard credit, offers like that. But typically, when you're gonna look for these price changes is before you've made that final payment. So keep your eyes open. If you're using a travel agent, your travel agent will check, but also you check too. Because the way I feel is 2 sets of eyes are better than 1. But anytime you see a new ad or a new promo come up, maybe look and see if your cruise has gone down and maybe you can save some money. Now this doesn't only apply to cruise fare. If you have pre-purchased a drink package or a Wi-Fi package and it goes down, same thing, you can get the lower price. Now typically this is specific to Royal Caribbean. They run a lot of promos on their add-on sales. So keep your eye out for that email and see if the shore excursion you've already booked or the drink package you've already booked is now at a lower price. Secret number 2, not all cruise ships are created equal. Within the same cruise line, you've got this ship that was built in 2024 and has every bell and whistle imaginable. It has slides, it has go-karts, it has amazing new restaurants, it's got 20 bars, it's got everything. The same cruise line may have this ship that was built 20 years ago and it's very, very basic. It's a cruise ship, so it's got your restaurant, a theater, entertainment venues, a pool, but nothing like this 2024 ship. Now, usually you can tell a huge price difference. Obviously, you're gonna pay more for a cruise on this ship than you will for a cruise on this ship, but just be aware that there are differences. So when you're researching your cruise, don't just look at the itinerary and don't just look at the price. Look at the ship itself, because this ship may offer a Broadway style show that you really would like to see, and this one just has some basic, cruise entertainment. Just be aware, very different depending on the age and the size of the ship. Number 3, cruise lines love their drink packages. Yup, they advertise the drink package. They really want you to buy that drink package. They push that drink package on you the first day of your cruise if you don't have one. But do the math. You have to see if it's worth it for you to buy the drink package or not. For some people, it's just not worth it. For some people, they might just want that 1 or 2 drinks a day, and really you only break even if you're at the 6 or 7 drinks a day. Also, every adult 21 and older within the same cabin has to buy the drink package. Person A in the cabin might be that drinker that can easily hit that 6 to 7 drinks and might tap out at 15 if it's one of those that taps you out or cuts you off. And passenger number 2 may not drink but 1 or 2 drinks a day. So you just have to kind of do the math, balance both people out, and see if it's worth it to buy the drink package for everybody in the cabin. Because you might come out better just pay as you go, because that is an option. I'm in so many Facebook groups and they're like, the drink package is so expensive, I don't know why I need this. And people are like, you don't need it. You don't have to buy a drink package. It's optional. Now, if you're the right kind of person that is going to use that drink package, it's a lifesaver, because then you don't have a bill at the end of your cruise. You don't have to worry about, ooh, that drink's $12. I don't really want to buy 10 of those. But if you have a drink package that's prepaid, it's done. But if you're that slow drinker, think about it, because it may not be worth it. Secret number 4, you can order more than one thing in the main dining room. Portions are small, and they do this for a reason. They're trying to rein in the food waste. So if you're in the dining room and you're like, oh gosh, I really like this appetizer and that appetizer, order both. If you really like 2 entrees, order both. Or if it's like formal night on most cruise lines where it's lobster night, those lobster tails are very small. So you might want to order a second entree so you're not starving when you leave the table. And if you're starving at any point on a cruise, there's something wrong, because there's so much food on a cruise ship. But anyway, in the main dining room, if you want something else, order it. Don't go crazy. Don't order everything on the menu. Don't be wasteful. But if you see more than one appetizer, more than one entree, more than one dessert that you really, really want to try, do it. The wait staff has no problem bringing you more than one. Secret number 5, you may not need a balcony cabin. Anytime you see advertisements for a cruise, they're sitting on their balcony, they're leaning off their balcony, they're looking out into the ocean. And this is the type of cabin that most cruise lines want you to book, because there's the most balcony cabins on most cruise ships. So, you know, if they've got 4,000 cabins, 3,000 of those cabins are going to be balcony cabins. So that is what they advertise. That's what most people want. That's what most people expect. But if you're trying to save money on a cruise, then look at the other cabins. Look at an interior. Look at an ocean view. You can get the same onboard cruise experience. The only difference is the cabin you're sleeping in. And sometimes for us, we probably only do balconies half the time. Other than that, because we do cruise a lot. And when you cruise a lot, you tend to choose that less expensive cabin, because you're like, okay, well, I can have 3 cruises this year in an interior, or 2 cruises this year in a balcony. So do the math. And if you have the vacation time and you can do more cruises for less money in an interior, I'm all for that, because you're still gonna have a great time on the cruise. You just don't have that balcony to walk out into. Is that a deal breaker? For some people it is, but for some people it's not. Well, if you're enjoying this video, be sure and give this video a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're a seasoned cruiser and you know some secrets that the cruise lines don't want you to know, leave them down below, because we'd love to get some additional tips. Okay, let's keep going. Number 6, boarding times may not be checked at the port. What do I mean by this? So whenever you do your online check-in, you have to choose an arrival time or a boarding time for your cruise. Sometimes the people that have priority, meaning like platinum, diamond people, they get to check in first. So they might choose all the early times, or oops, I forgot check-in was last week and I didn't do it yet. So when I go to check in, the earliest I can get is 1:30 in the afternoon, but I really want to get on the ship at noon. They haven't been checking times lately. Now, right after COVID, when cruising was resuming and they were being very, very careful about maintaining the same amount of people in the cruise terminal, they were very strict on this. I know one time we got there 30 minutes early. They literally made us sit on the side in Port Canaveral and wait until our boarding time came up on that piece of paper. But lately, they're not even looking. So I'm not saying it's a free-for-all. I'm saying try and get the boarding time you want, but if you really have your heart set on arriving at noon, or if your hotel's kicking you out at 11, but your boarding time's not till 1, and you're like, well, what am I gonna do for 2 hours? Can I just go to the terminal? Yeah, you probably can. Don't take advantage of it, but this is a little loophole that you might be able to do. Number 7, the cruise lines really want you to spend money on board their ship. Why? Because they're a for-profit business. But for the main part, when you pay your cruise fare, that is their break-even point. So that is paying for you to be on the ship, and they're gonna feed you, and they're gonna entertain you, and they're gonna clean up after you, and that's what you're paying for within your cruise fare. But where they make their money is the drinks, the excursions, the shops, and the casino. All those little extras that you buy is where the ship makes money. So whenever you see these things in the calendar that say, oh, free liquor tasting here, or free champagne at Effie, you're gonna see that one a lot. What they're trying to do is lure you in to spend more money. So just be aware. If you have the money and you want to go buy a beautiful piece of jewelry in Effie, do it. Take the free glass of champagne and go buy you a pretty piece of jewelry. But don't get sucked into it. Like if you're like, oh, well, I just really wanted some champagne, but I felt really guilty, and so I bought something that I really didn't need. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you don't have money to blow in the casino, don't go in the casino, because the casino is there to take your money, not for you to win. People do win. People have won big. I've been on cruises where people won tens of thousands of dollars. That's awesome. But I can promise you that casino is taking in more money than they're giving out. So be aware of that. Number 8, use the private islands as a free port day. What do I mean by this? So typically when we go to a cruise port, we're booking an excursion. We are paying to go to a beach. We're paying to do something while in port. But if you have an itinerary that takes you to the cruise line's private island, don't spend any more money. You can. You can book additional excursions, you can get a jet ski, you can go parasailing. There's all kinds of things you can do from that private island. You can go to the water parks and you can go to the adults only beach clubs. There's a lot you can spend money on, but you don't have to. You can go to any of these private islands and sit on the beach and swim in the ocean and eat food and drink drinks for free. Yes, free. I like free. I like that it is a day where I don't have to spend money. It's a day where I am in paradise and I'm not spending money because I've paid for my cruise, I've paid for excursions in the other ports, but I'm on this beautiful private island and I don't have to spend money. If you want to, absolutely do it. If there's this like amazing excursion you just feel the need to do, or that's the only place you can ride a jet ski and you just like have a hankering for riding a jet ski, do it. But just remember that you can go to any of these private islands and not spend any more money. Number 9, loyalty programs are overrated. There, I said it, I did it, I said it. Every cruise line wants you to stay loyal to them. And you get this like feeling that I'm not good enough because I'm a lower level of this cruise line. Some ships, like their cards are different colors, so when you get on board, they wear them around their necks and it's like a badge of honor that I am platinum, or I am diamond, or I am, sapphire, whatever your loyalty program is. Sometimes you can just look at somebody's cruise card and tell. Not all cruise lines do that, but they all push their loyalty program. I mean, shoot, we even have heard, I'm loyal to Royal how many times? Because Royal Caribbean really, drives that loyalty program in. Is the loyalty program a good thing? Absolutely. I love the fact that I can cruise often with Cruise Line A and receive benefits. But let's be honest, it takes a long time to get to a level where we're actually getting good benefits. Typically, it's at like level 3 or 4. I'm gonna use Carnival for example. Yeah, they're the ones that have the colored cards, so you know where you stand with them. You don't really get good benefits until you get to Platinum. And we've been cruising with Carnival since day 1. Like our first 5 or 6 cruises were all Carnival. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna build loyalty so fast with them. No, you don't. It's by days, and so your first cruise, your blue card, meaning, hey, I'm a newbie cruiser, never cruised with Carnival before. And then cruise number 2, your red card. Red card gets you a bottle of water per person. That's it. And then when you get to gold, you're like, whoo, I have some status now, I'm gold. You get a drink. You get 1 drink, a pen, and a bottle of water. When you hit platinum, that's when the benefits start kicking in. Priority boarding, priority debarkation, priority tender, free laundry, a cocktail party. I mean, really the benefits kick in. But you have to cruise 75 nights. Let me say that again, 75 nights. That's 11 7-day cruises to get to that point. That's great. I'm platinum with Carnival. I'm not complaining. But it took me a long time to get there, a really long time. And I didn't feel like I really got anything out of it until I hit that platinum level. So if you're in that, oh, I'm almost gold, or I'm almost this, or I'm almost that, but I can go try this cruise line out, do it. Explore new things, try new things. Don't think that you need to stay with this cruise line just because you're building loyalty, because I promise you it's not that great. Even the great benefits I get with Carnival did not stop me from building loyalty with other cruise lines too. So I've got good status with Norwegian, I've got okay status with Royal Caribbean, and then there's like MSC. They loyalty match. Yeah. Whenever we had our first cruise with MSC, my highest was Norwegian, and I was platinum with them before I became platinum with Carnival. So I took my platinum status with Norwegian and I loyalty matched, and it came to their gold status. So it's not like all called the same across the board. So first cruise, I was gold status with MSC, and I can maintain that status and grow with them from that level. So that's really cool too. If you're thinking about trying other cruise lines, all I can say is do it, because there's a big wide world out there. There's new things to try. Secret number 10, if you have to cancel, the cruise line's gonna keep your money. Meaning, let me preface this. If you're past final payment and you are, say, a week before your cruise and something happens, you get sick, you get hurt, somebody in your family gets really sick or hurt, and you just can't make your cruise. And you think, well, I've got a great reason for canceling. They'll take pity on me and give me my money back. They won't. It's in the cruise contract that they're not gonna give you your cruise fare back. They will refund your port taxes, fees, gratuities, prepaid purchases, drink packages, things like that. They have to give you that back. But the cruise fare is non-refundable. So you definitely want travel insurance for this reason. So if you have travel insurance, whether you purchase it through the cruise line or through a third party, and you have a covered reason for canceling your cruise, then you can get reimbursement from that cruise fare. But just keep in mind that it doesn't matter how good you think your excuse is, the cruise line's not gonna give you your money back. Believe me, everyone's tried. It doesn't work. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Happy cruising. Bye.